My child, listen, and listen closely, for these words flow not from human wisdom, but from the very heart of the one who knit you together in your mother's womb. You awaken, and a stillness envelops you. It is not emptiness, but my presence. Your body feels heavy, not with weariness, but with the weight of my glory anchoring you. Your legs feel locked to the mattress, not to imprison you, but to keep you safe in my embrace. Your mind is wrapped in a strange, holy peace. And then you hear it, not with your physical ears, but in the depths of your soul. A whisper from me that cuts through all the chaos, all the anxiety. Stay, my beloved, rest. This is not the time to run. This is not a sign of weakness. This is not you giving up. And it is most certainly not life abandoning you. This is your Father in heaven, placing a holy pause upon the timeline of your life, not to keep you small, but to prepare you for a quantum leap of faith, a move that will alter the very fabric of the destiny I have written for you. You are not being delayed, my love. You are being repositioned. You are not losing time. You are stepping into Kairos, my perfect timing, and when that happens, every second you thought you wasted will be returned to you 100-fold. In the next few moments, I will pull back the veil and show you why this rest is the single most strategic move I could make for your future, and why obeying this call is the difference between walking into your destiny half-prepared or stepping into it with an authority that no power can stand against. Before I begin, I want you to make an act of covenant with me. Show your agreement with my word by liking this video, subscribing if you haven't, and commenting with the number 99 below. Why 99? Because it is the number that reminds all of heaven that you are the one sheep for whom I would leave the 99 to rescue. You are the one I am protecting, guiding, and preparing in this very moment. When I tell one of my chosen ones to stop, it is not the end. It is the beginning of something so great they could never have engineered it on their own. This is not an interruption. This is a divine masterstroke. Think of the master archer you so admire. Before the arrow flies with wind, splitting speed to strike the bullseye, the archer does not hastily push it forward. No, he pulls it back, close to his own heart. And the further back the arrow is drawn, the more devastating its power when it is finally released. Right now, your life may feel like it is being pulled backward. Plans have stalled. Doors have seemingly slammed shut. Your energy is depleted. But from my perspective, things look entirely different. You are not falling behind. This is me pulling you back to the most powerful launch point of your existence. The real danger only arrives when you mistake this divine stillness for worldly stagnation. So many cannot bear the silence, the lack of visible progress, so they try to move on their own. But in the end, all they find is chaos, burnout, and fragile achievements that crumble under the slightest pressure. I will not let that happen to you. I am protecting you from your own premature longings, which could squander the very potential I have placed within you. You are in what I call the holy tension, the silent space between my not yet and my right now. It is the invisible chamber where destiny is sharpened, faith is refined, and authority is forged. To rest in my kingdom is not passive, it is a weapon. Your enemy thrives on frantic, chaotic movement. He wants you running in circles, burning up your energy, making decisions rooted in fear. But when you rest at my command, you deny him access to your momentum. You anchor yourself in divine timing, and timing is everything in the spiritual realm. Too early, you lose your way. Too late, you miss the window. But in my perfect time, every door swings wide open, every obstacle becomes a stepping stone, and every no you ever received transforms into a supernatural yes. And this is the part most people miss. This rest isn't just to recharge your body, it is recalibrating your spiritual vision. As you step out of the frantic pace, your discernment becomes radically sharp. You begin to notice things you were too busy to see before, the subtle warnings, the hidden opportunities, the gentle whispers from me that hold the map to your next breakthrough. This is why my chosen ones, in this season of rest, often receive revelations and insights that others cannot possibly comprehend. The world looks on and sees you doing nothing, but in heaven you are undergoing elite-level training. Think of a special forces operative. There are long periods when they are not on the battlefield. They are in a controlled environment, honing their skills, studying intelligence, preparing for scenarios they have yet to face. When the mission call comes, they execute it with what looks like effortless precision, because the hardest work was done in secret. That is you right now. I am building a strength in you that, when revealed, will seem instantaneous to others. But you and I will know it was the result of this silent preparation. And make no mistake, this preparation is not generic. It is tailor-made for you, for your calling, for the exact battles and victories that await you. The conversations you must have, the people you must meet, the opportunities you must seize, all are being arranged right now with the precision of a military campaign. But until everything is in its proper place, I will keep you still, not to frustrate you, not to taunt you, but to ensure that when you do move forward, you will step onto ground that has been cleared of all danger and saturated with my favor. So I say to you, do not despise this season of being drawn back. The greater the tension of the pullback, the more magnificent the distance you will cover when I release you. And when that release comes, it will not be a gentle stroll. It will be a supernatural explosion, an acceleration that can close the gap between where you are and where you are called to be in a fraction of the time it would have taken in your own strength. And this is the question you must meditate on tonight. If I am loading you onto my bow like an arrow, just how far do I intend to launch you? The answer may be the very reason I am holding you back just a little while longer. While you are resting, something far greater than recovery is happening in the unseen realm. I am not just restoring your strength, I am fortifying your destiny. You may think you are just lying still, but heaven is operating at a level of intricate detail, so profound that if you could see it with your natural eyes, you would fall to your knees in awe. This is not idle time. This is a supernatural lockdown. Heaven has drawn a protective circle around your life and decreed, nothing is permitted to cross this line unless I allow it. The truth is, not everyone who smiles at you is meant to walk with you to the finish line. Not every opportunity that glitters like gold is actually aligned with my purpose for you. Some doors, if they were to open right now, would lead you into environments of distraction, compromise, or subtle corruption that would erode the very calling I have placed on your life. While you sleep, while you pause, I am quietly closing those doors before you even know they exist. That is not rejection. That is my redirection. I am demolishing the bridges that would have led you into storms you were never meant to face. And in their place, I am building solid highways into your future. This purification is not just external. It is a spiritual air traffic control. Imagine your destiny is a runway. Before your plane can take off, the airspace must be cleared. Every interference, seen and unseen, must be removed. People with hidden agendas, influences that drain your spirit, voices that quietly undermine your faith, all are being pushed to the periphery of your life. You might not notice their absence immediately, but later on, you will look back and understand. If that person had stayed, if that opportunity had come through, it could have poisoned everything I was about to do for you. And understand this, these departures are rarely pleasant. Sometimes my protection looks like the sudden silence of someone who used to call you every day. It looks like a deal falling through at the last minute. It looks like an invitation you were expecting that never came. In the moment, it feels like loss. But in the spirit, it is a surgical procedure, precise, intentional, and essential for your survival in the next season. A master surgeon doesn't just remove the tumor. He ensures the incision is clean, closed, and ready for the body to function with greater strength than before. Right now, the spiritual atmosphere around you is undergoing that exact operation. My angels are on assignment, intercepting traps before you can even get near them. Conversations meant to slander your name are being shut down before they reach influential ears. Decisions in rooms you don't even know exist are being influenced by me in your favor, not because of anything you have done in this moment, but because my covenant over you demands that your path be made clear. And here is something few realize. Attacks don't always come as obvious threats. Sometimes they are disguised as blessings, people who seem supportive but will unintentionally distract you, opportunities that look like gold but carry hidden costs. This is precisely why the rest is so critical. When you are running at full speed, you are less likely to notice the small red flags, but in the stillness, I can guide you without your resistance. Your stillness right now is not weakness. It is your cooperation with my divine intervention. Think of it as me preparing the soil of your life for a new harvest. Before the next crop, the ground must be tilled, the weeds pulled, the pests eradicated. If you plant too early, the weeds and pests will choke the life out of what was meant to flourish. But by allowing this season of rest, you are giving me full permission to do the deep work, to remove what is dangerous and prepare what is necessary, so that when you rise, the path ahead will be pure, prepared, and undefiled. And the most incredible part, while you think you are doing nothing, heaven is running the most intense spiritual security operation on your behalf. I am not just stopping what could harm you, I am orchestrating what will help you, the relationships you need, the alliances that will strengthen you, the divine appointments that will unlock your next level. They are being arranged like pieces on a grand chessboard. Every move is calculated. Every piece is being set in place, awaiting your arrival at the appointed time. So, the next time you feel frustrated by your stillness, remember this: you are being guarded by me. Your future is being protected from attacks you will never have to see or fight, because I have already fought for you in the hidden places. And when the time comes for you to rise, you will not just be stepping into your next chapter. You will be stepping onto a battlefield where the enemy has already been disarmed. But this is the question you must wrestle with tonight. If heaven is going to such great lengths to shield you during your rest, what kind of mission must be waiting for you when you finally awaken? The silence you are experiencing right now is not empty space. It is the furnace of transformation. Amidst the constant noise of life, your truest self can remain buried under layers you don't even know you are wearing. But in this God-ordained stillness, as the sound of the world recedes, I begin a deep and intentional work inside of you. I begin to peel back the layers, one by one. The layer of fear that keeps you small, the layer of insecurity that makes you question your worth, the layer of pride that makes you rely on your own strength, and the layer of your desperate need for human approval that has silently governed so many of your decisions. This is why this season feels so strange. Because you are not just resting, you are being remade. Transformation never feels glamorous while it is happening. It feels like instability. It feels like discomfort. It feels like being stripped of everything you thought you needed to stand. But what is really happening is that I am replacing the flimsy parts of you with foundations of solid rock. I am not just adjusting your habits, I am re-engineering your identity from the inside out. Think of a seed buried in the earth. On the surface, there is nothing to see, no movement, no breakthrough, no sign of progress. But underground, everything is changing. The hard outer shell is cracking open. The roots are digging deep, searching for the hidden streams that will sustain them long before a single leaf ever breaks the surface. It is in this unseen place that true strength is formed, a strength that will not collapse when the winds of life begin to blow. The power of the seed is not in what is visible. It is in the depth and reach of the roots it grows in the dark. And that is precisely what I am doing in you right now. Understand this, my child. Public victories are built on private surrenders. Before David faced Goliath, he was in the fields, alone, unseen, learning to fight lions and bears with no audience to applaud him. Before Joseph ruled Egypt, he endured the prison and the pit places of confinement that forged an endurance in him that no throne ever could have. Your silence is your training ground. It is shaping a version of you that, without this season, could never have existed. The furnace of transformation is not a place of comfort. It is a place of refinement. And refinement always requires fire, not a fire of destruction, but a fire of purification. The heat you are feeling right now, the pressure, the removal of the familiar, that is my fire burning away the impurities that would weaken you in your next season. I am not burning you, my beloved. I am burning away everything that is not the person you are becoming. And here is a truth. Few will tell you, the person you will be after this season will no longer fit into the spaces you used to occupy. You will no longer be able to tolerate the same compromises. You will no longer be drawn to the same distractions. The people you once felt you needed will no longer have the same pull on your spirit. Because when I remake you, I also redefine your environment. This is why some doors will no longer open for you. Not because you failed, but because you have outgrown them. Do not fear this unraveling. To lose parts of yourself is not to lose your identity. It is the recovery of your true one. Think of gold in the refiner's fire. It is filled with dross, elements that cheapen its value. Under the heat, that dross rises to the surface and is scraped away, leaving only what is pure, strong, and beautiful. You are in that very process right now, and the longer you stay in this furnace, the more refined you will become. With a purpose so pure, a vision so clear, that no pressure will be able to break you. This is why the isolation can feel so intense during transformation. It is not punishment. It is protection. I am keeping you in a controlled environment so that this work can be done without contamination from the world. Every layer that is removed is making room for a greater capacity for wisdom, for authority, and for faith. When the world finally sees you again, they will not understand how you changed so much when it looked like nothing was happening. They will not see the battles you fought in the silence. They will not know the nights you wept, begging me for clarity. They will not realize how much strength it took to just stay put when everything in you wanted to run, but they will see the results, and those results will speak more loudly than any explanation ever could. So hold your ground in this silence. Let my furnace do its work. Because when I decide it is time for you to break through the surface, you will not just emerge like a sprouting seed. You will erupt with an unstoppable life force, carrying the undeniable evidence that this season did not break you. It remade you. And this is the question that will carry you forward. If this is what I am secretly building in you, what kind of authority will you carry when the world finally sees you? As you rest, something extraordinary is happening beneath the surface of your awareness. I am unlocking abilities and insights you didn't even know you possessed. They were always there, dormant in the deep wells of your spirit, waiting for the right moment to be awakened, the moment of stillness you are in right now. This isn't just recovery. This is a resurrection. This pause has become your spiritual incubator, where what was once dormant is being revived, refined, and readied for use in ways that will astound even you. For years, some of these gifts may have been buried under survival mode. You were too busy fighting battles, meeting deadlines, or just trying to keep your head above water to even notice them. But in the quiet, free from the constant noise and pressure, your spirit finally has room to speak. Ideas begin to form that you have never had before. Creative solutions flash into your mind, not like your own thoughts, but like downloads from heaven itself. This is no coincidence. This is activation. These gifts are being awakened, not for applause, not for vanity, or just so you can do more. This is for the mission. Every ability I give is a tool crafted for the specific battles, assignments, and opportunities that await you in the next chapter of your destiny. Some gifts will be practical, a skill honed, a natural talent you never realized could be applied in the way you will soon need. Others will be supernatural, a heightened spiritual discernment, a prophetic edge, an authority in your voice that was not there before. You will not just know what to do, you will feel the divine urge to do it with confidence and precision. The most remarkable part. These awakenings often come subtly. You may notice you suddenly see solutions instead of just problems. You might find yourself understanding complex situations with a surprising ease. A boldness may rise up in your spirit where you once hesitated. What was hidden in you never left. It was just waiting for the right temperature, the right environment, and my divine timing to ignite. This rest is that environment, and do not be surprised if you begin to feel drawn to new things. Books you never would have read, conversations you once avoided, opportunities to serve in ways that feel strangely natural. These are my signals. They are signs that your inner giftings are being flexed, tested for strength before they are fully deployed. In a sense, you are rehearsing for a stage you have not yet stepped onto. But here is a sobering truth. Awakened gifts are also tested gifts. I will not release them into your hands in their fullness until they are tethered to my purpose, purified of selfish ambition, and anchored in humility. This is why the awakening process so often happens in secret. No spotlight, no stage, no applause. Just you and the quiet pull of something powerful being prepared within. I do not rush this process, because I know that what is awakened too soon will also wither too soon, and when it is time for these gifts to be revealed, you will not have to force recognition. Doors will open that you did not knock on. The right people will take notice without you begging for their attention. Opportunities will come to you without you having to manipulate circumstances in your favor, because gifts awakened by me are not sustained by human approval. They are sustained by divine assignment. So, if you have felt a strange stirring in your spirit lately, an unexplainable curiosity, a new flow of ideas, a sudden clarity on things you never understood before, pay attention. This is the evidence that the incubator is working, and every day you obey, more will be unlocked. Because when the shift comes and I tell you to go, you will not just enter your next chapter rested, you will enter it armed. Every tool sharpened, every gift activated, every insight like an arrow in your quiver. You will move forward not just as a survivor of the waiting, but as one who emerged from it, transformed into a weapon heaven can use with precision. And this is the question I leave with you now. If the gifts awakening in you during this hidden season are this powerful, what will happen when I fully release them into the world? When the stillness ends, you will not have to guess. You will not be left wondering if maybe, just maybe, it is time to move. The shift will be undeniable. The weight that has been on you, the heaviness that made every step feel like wading through deep mud, will suddenly lift, and it will not be subtle. You will feel it like a chain snapping off your spirit. It will be as if the very atmosphere around you has changed, charged with a new kind of energy, a readiness you cannot ignore. Clarity will flood in with a velocity that is almost startling. Questions you have carried for months, even years, will find their answers in a single moment. Decisions that once seemed impossible will become self-evident. The what-ifs that haunted your mind will be silenced, replaced by a granite-like sense of direction. It will not be a loud excitement. It will be a sacred certainty within you that says, "This is it. This is the moment I was made for," and then the peace will come. Not the fragile kind of peace that depends on perfect circumstances, but a deep, unshakable peace that remains even when the path ahead looks daunting. It is the kind of peace that dissolves all doubt, because it does not come from your own reasoning. It comes from knowing that the author of your destiny has just turned the page. From there, things that were hard will suddenly become easy. Doors will open without you knocking. Meetings will happen without you orchestrating them. People will show up who speak your language, understand your vision, and carry the puzzle pieces you didn't even know you were missing. Obstacles that once stood like towering walls will become stairs, lifting you up instead of holding you back. And you will know without a shred of hesitation that it is time to walk. There will be no more second guessing, no more pacing the floor, no more pleading for one more sign. My call will echo so loudly in your spirit that it will drown out every echo of fear. You will not just hear it, you will feel it in your bones, a gravitational pull so strong that it would take more energy to resist it than to obey. But this is what makes that moment so profound. It is not just about what you are moving toward, it is about what you are moving with. You will walk with an authority forged in the quiet. You will carry a clarity sharpened in the silence, a wisdom tempered in the waiting, and gifts awakened in the secret place. Every step you take will carry the weight of heaven's endorsement, and you will realize something else. Fear may still be there, whispering its lies, but it will have no more power over you. Why? Because fear loses its voice in the face of conviction. Once you have heard my voice, the enemy's greatest weapon is reduced to background noise. In that moment, the momentum will become supernatural. You will accomplish in weeks what would have taken years before. Connections will be made in hours that would have taken months of networking. You will see my undeniable signature on every detail, and it will affirm again and again, I am exactly where I am supposed to be. But here is the key. This moment of rising will not come because you pushed your way forward. It will come because you waited until heaven moved first. And when heaven moves, nothing can stand in its way. Not resistance, not timing, not opposition. So, stand firm, my child. Do not try to manufacture the moment. Let the moment come to you, because when it does, it will carry with it an undeniable power, a razor-sharp clarity, and an all-consuming peace. And you will look back on your time of stillness and realize it was never a delay. It was the divine setup for the release. And that leaves you with one question you must hold in your heart until that shift happens. When my call finally thunders in your soul, will you have the courage to jump without looking back? O chosen one, my warrior, Hear me now. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not the one where you are swinging a sword. It is the one where you are standing still, heart pounding, while heaven moves on your behalf. It is the fight against your own impatience, your own doubt, and your own need to act when I have called you to be. This is where champions are forged, not in the clamor of the fight, but in the quiet furnace of obedience. Do not rush this moment. Do not ruin the masterpiece by snatching the canvas from the artist's hands before it is finished. Heaven is arranging things for you right now that you could not arrange in a lifetime. If you try to force it, you will walk onto a battlefield without your armor, into a mission without your map. But if you wait, if you trust, if you hold the line in faith, you will rise into a destiny that has been sealed with my own signature. Your rest is not a pause in the story. It is its most strategic chapter. This is not a delay. This is divine positioning. You are being set upon the bow of the Almighty like an arrow, and when I release you, no power in hell, no resistance from man, no barrier on earth will be able to stop you. You will not walk into your calling. You will launch into it with the force of every prayer, every tear, and every act of obedience you have sown in this holy stillness. So, stay in bed, if that is where I have you, not as a prisoner of your circumstances, but as a warrior under divine command. You are not lying there in defeat. You are lying there in a preordained victory, and when heaven calls your name, you will rise unshakable, unstoppable, and undeniable. Now, if this word from me has pierced your soul, if you feel the weight of this truth settling in your chest, I want you to seal this covenant with me. Write these words in the comments. I will wait for the Lord. Declare it. Seal it. Let the world and the enemy know you refuse to move until the commander of heaven's armies gives the signal. Because when that signal comes, you will not simply step into your future. You will explode into it, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever be the same.